effectiveness of these vaccines could be undercut by the runaway infection rate gripping the nation right now. KOMO's Joel Marino starts our live team coverage with a look at the limits of the vaccine's early impact. Joel?
Mary, the high level of the transmissions today, that is setting the landscape for the vaccine rollout to come. Now, the New York Times put it this way: vaccines are like a fire hose, but they can't do much if we keep letting that forest fire grow and grow.
The cavalry could soon be coming, but the vaccine's debut likely won't keep pace with the spread of coronavirus.
As we get these vaccines out, it becomes a race.
UW medicine professor Deborah Fuller says there's hard work ahead. The ramp up in manufacturing vaccines, streamlining distribution channels, and convincing people they're safe will take time.
The longer it takes for all this to happen in terms of the rollout, then the more people that can get infected within that period of time.
With case counts on the rise in Washington and across the U.S., the transmission of coronavirus is akin to a forest fire, and the vaccine is a fire hose. Scientists say we'll end this pandemic sooner if we give the vaccine less work to do.
I think there's a good similarity there with saying that, it's like a fire hose that a vaccine is. So, but we can mitigate and reduce, the spread of that fire through our own actions.
And steps like wearing masks and social distancing could give science a chance to catch up.
We are looking at hopefully licensing not just one vaccine, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and get 5, 6, 7 fire hoses out there on that bonfire.
Hi there, Molly. This is certainly a big step. So the FDA's new report confirms that the Pfizer vaccine can protect against COVID-19 95% of the time. However, the document says that you need to get those 2 doses in order to ensure that very high level of protection. In terms of the vaccine safety, the report says the vaccine has a favorable safety profile with no specific concerns that would prevent this vaccine from getting the emergency use authorization. Like with the flu vaccine, a sore arm, fatigue, headache, muscle pains, and fever are possible in some people who get the Pfizer vaccine, especially after the second dose. UW Professor of Medicine Anna Wald says this new report is encouraging.
It is also clear that the vaccine prevented severe disease, which is important. And it looks like it worked equally well in all of the subgroups that they looked at. So regardless of your race, ethnicity, age, comorbid conditions, so other health conditions that you may have.
The report found that there was a very low percentage of what are called serious adverse effects from the COVID-19 vaccine, and that includes things like a shoulder injury and swollen lymph nodes. So we're tracking that very carefully in the details there. An independent advisory committee will be meeting this Thursday to review and discuss all of the details in the FDA report. If the committee confirms that this COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective, the FDA will likely give the green light shortly thereafter. Reporting in Seattle, I'm Abby Coney, KOMO News.
That's right. And the State Hospitality Association, Eric, telling me today that they, in fact, believe restaurants can be safe places, citing just 0.5% of cases coming from the industry. But Governor Jay Inslee saying today he disagrees with that.
I don't think that today comes as much as a surprise for us.
At Filipino restaurant Musong on Beacon Hill, creative ideas like kids' cooking classes have helped keep doors open during the difficult days of the pandemic. But later this month, doors will temporarily shutter.
We're taking a break.
The restaurant named the city's best in Seattle Met this year will reopen in February if it's safe.
As difficult as a decision we know it is to not have indoor dining, we also know that it's the safest decision.
To help businesses impacted by the extension of restrictions, the state announced they will be distributing an additional $50 million in economic support to help those struggling businesses. Melissa spent the afternoon working on an application for Musong.
We will prioritize small businesses in every corner of the state, particularly in those most hard-hit areas.
The state says so far they have 16,000 applications for what is now $100 million in relief. The Washington State Hospitality Association says that's only enough money to help 2,500 businesses.
The amount of relief it needs to be as extreme as the amount of damage that has been occurring and been put on this industry.
The Hospitality Association adds we need to either open business up or get really serious about providing relief to those who desperately need it.
This is not good public policy to keep shutting down our main streets and our small businesses.
2,000 restaurants have been forced to close in our state since the pandemic started. Some business owners say the extended restrictions aren't going to help. KOMO's Tammy Mutasa live tonight with the impact. Tammy?
Preston, and those business owners tell me they are just about to throw in the towel. They were starting to bounce back from the summer, and now they've been hit again, and they say the timing couldn't be worse.
Adapt or die, and we're going to go down fighting if we have to go down.
One curveball after another. Rebecca Servas's coffee shop is hanging on resilience. But now that restrictions banning all indoor dining have been extended for 3 more weeks, she doesn't know how much more she can handle.
It's a horrible catch-22. I, as a person, value human life. I, as a business owner, hate it.
The Washington Hospitality Association says from March until September, 2,327 restaurants closed in our state. The hardest hit are coffee and dessert shops with 594 closures. Asian cuisine had 429, and American general cuisine had 423 closed doors.
I'm beyond frustrated. I'm beyond angry. This does not need to be done.
The most restaurants closed in King County with more than 1,000. Then Snohomish County had 258 and Pierce County with 224.
In 2020, it's estimated that our industry is going to lose $10 billion.
This is our current gallery here through the end of the month.
Rebecca is surviving by opening up her space for pop-ups with other small food vendors and artists. She says it's time to find a compromise, balancing safety and survival.
There is no safe unless you lock yourself in your house and you never, ever, ever leave. That is safe. But we can create safer.
And today, the governor also announced $50 million in economic support to those businesses that have been hit the hardest by these restrictions, like restaurants and fitness centers. Back to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.